welcome. 2009 Hyundai Elantra. We're going to replace the front brakes. I'm going to show you the rotors, pads. Check out some of my other videos. I think we're going to do the rear brakes on this car as well. First thing I need to do is jack it up, safely put some jack stands under there, and let's get to work and take a look what's behind this wheel.
He's gonna need to get tires for this car pretty soon. Like, not going through winter without tires replaced.
Well, the first thing I can see here is that there is a line in that rotor where that brake pad isn't stopping that front brake. You can see the mark right there. I'm going to turn the wheel here so that I can get to the bolts on the back of the caliper here a little bit easier.
It's a 14 millimeter.
This caliper is a little tough. I'm going to grab a screwdriver to pop this off. I'm finding that these pads are pretty rusty and they're stuck in here just like the caliper. So I'm probably gonna have to grab a hammer and try to chisel these things out. I think what we're gonna do here is just pull the caliper slide off. Then we should have no problem. Besides, the rotor's damaged anyway. No sense in hurting my back. It's time for the impact gun. Well, it's enough of this. Time for some fire. I'm taking my time on this because you don't want to snap off a caliper slide bolt in a spindle. It'll ruin your day. This is a Midwest rust repair, as I like to call this. Take your time, heat it up, clean those bolts up, put some anti-seize on them when you put them back in, or replace them. Notice what I'm trying to do here. I'm heating up the caliper, the spindle part here, not the bolt. So that way the steel that the bolt's in will expand. I've had better success with this, getting these bolts out that way. Don't touch that stuff, it's hot. You can really see this rotor here. Yeah, that clear spot's the only spot that was really slowing everything down. All the rest of that rusty area is nothing good. So this is a technique that you can use if you don't have an impact driver. You can heat up these little screws and then just try to take them off with a regular screwdriver. If you get them hot enough, they'll usually come out. You can see there hasn't been too much surface there usable. Next thing we gotta do is get this hub cleaned up so that the new rotor's got a nice clean surface to mount on so the tire doesn't wobble. Make sure you spray the new rotor, any oil that might be on there to keep it from rusting in the packaging. You don't want to put that on there to your new pads. Alright, we're going to finish up, put these 2 screws back in, and then we're going to check the caliper slide out. We want to make sure that those caliper slide pins would have the rubber boots over them are moving in and out, so the pads aren't stuck and they don't wear down prematurely. It's going to take me a minute to get these old rusty pads out of this thing, clean it up, put some brake lube on there. I'm checking them right now to make sure that they both move. They do, so that's good. A little less work on that. You can put a little lube in there. Let's move forward. Okay, well, rotor's on. Caliper slides going on. I had to clean that up. Get those old pads. They were rusted in there pretty bad. So now it's just a matter of trying to get those bolts started, which I cleaned up, put some anti-seize on. So just trying to get them to line up. As soon as I get them on, we'll start putting the pads on. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to kind of clean these up a little bit more because the pad sits on that slide, that metal shim, and it's real tight with the amount of rust that's built up over years, so I have to sand it down, keep test fitting them until it slides in there. That way when the caliper squeezes it, they don't get stuck. So I'm not sure. These pads were premium from your local auto parts store. I'm not sure if I would have had the same issue if I had just gone with some factory pads. But I think this all really came down to the caliper slides just being so rusty. So it's important. It's an important step to make sure that the pads last and that the brakes work properly. So make sure that yours work that way. Well, that pretty much wraps up doing the front brakes on a 2009 Hyundai Elantra. I'm later going to pick up some wheels at the junkyard, some new aluminum wheels that aren't bent, and I don't have to worry about, you know, any kind of vibration from a dent in the rim. So check out some of my other videos. We do the rear brakes on this car as well. See you on the next video. Oh, and you just have to duplicate what I did on this side on the other side. There was no point in me shooting a video making it 2 hours long. Thanks for watching.